Oh, man, who wrote these talking points? There's no segue. Come on, give me a break. Oy vey. Oy. Come on. David, can you help me? What's the segue here? Ay, 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 ay. Be myself. That never helped. Okay. We are going to turn a little serious here now, if we may.
I'll heckle you if that helps.
You may need to. Where are the tissues? I don't see tissues here. I don't see water. All right, here we go. At the start of the summer of 2017, NOD was like many other nonprofits, small nonprofits. Our office got a little more casual, and we waited for our first ever summer intern to arrive. How nice to have a college student who would roll up her sleeves, help us do the work nobody else wanted to do, help us learn, maybe learn a few things, and in exchange we would give her an education and a small stipend. We planned on giving her a mix of responsibilities, maybe a few administrative tasks that were easy. We'd say, okay, let's see if the student intern can handle it. What we didn't anticipate was the vibrant young woman that would enter our lives and become a colleague with enormous impact on the culture and the work and the people of our organization. Kaitlin Geraghty, that first intern, Alan Reich intern, I would add, brought such energy and creativity and humility to our office that NOD was forever changed. Namely, because of our experience with Kaitlin, we formalized our internship program and we expanded it. Wise beyond her years, Kaitlin was also confident and compassionate. That same summer, I decided to diagnose my own psychiatric diagnosis of PTSD, and when I shared that decision with our team, Kaitlin's advice, Rachel, her mother, is in the audience listening. She makes me very happy. Kaitlin's advice was the best of all, Rachel. She said, don't do this if you're not ready. She said, get a good night's sleep the night before. And she said, surround yourself with people who love you unconditionally. When Kaitlin finished her internship at NOD, she left a similarly remarkable Dear Intern note for her successors. She said many lovely things about her experience at NOD and shared her advice for future interns. She wrote, this is an organization with heart, soul, and charisma. Engage in the difficult conversations. If you have an idea that could be of use, share it. And most important, the office really loves when you get candy. You can see why we loved her and why people like Kaitlin are the ones you want on your team. As she wrapped up her own summer experience, her primary thought was for the young men and women who would come after her. Kaitlin's death at age 22 has, of course, been so painful to her family. It has also had a profound effect on her NOD family. She left an indelible mark in her short life, but her legacy will be long in the hearts of those who know her. As just a small piece of that legacy, we have established the Kaitlin Geraghty Memorial Prize to honor Kaitlin's memory and spirit. The award will be presented annually to a young advocate who, like Kaitlin, has demonstrated a commitment to advancing the inclusion of people with disabilities. We're further honored today to have Kaitlin's mother, Rachel Geraghty, with us here to present the award. Like her daughter, she is strong, she is brave, she's compassionate. It is my pleasure to welcome Rachel to the stage. Rachel Geraghty.
promised I wasn't going to cry. And I'm glad you put some comedy into this evening because it kind of lightened me a little bit.
I can heckle you too.
That might be good, actually. I'd appreciate that.
Get on with it.
So about a month or two ago, I received this beautiful email from this beautiful person, Carol, and she told me that she was making an award for Kaitlin, the memory of Kaitlin. Of course, cry, like, it's all I'm doing these days. But it just meant so much to me because Kaitlin was so passionate, and she knew from middle school that all she wanted to do was help those who may not have a voice, may not have the opportunity to do things that other people get to do. And it really kind of bothered her, and she would really just want to help others. She, in her freshman year of high school, she worked for a camp. It's called Camp Anchor. It's on Long Island. And it stands for the children, Anchor stands for Answering Needs of Citizens with Handicaps Through Organized Recreation. When she went there and she started working with the children at that camp, her life changed. She came home every single day and she said, "Mom, I had the most amazing day." She was exhausted, she was sweaty, she was grumpy, but she had a smile on her face because she knew that she made a difference. And that's all she wanted to do. By sophomore year, she's like, "I'm going to law school. I'm going to get a degree. I'm going to become an attorney. I'm going to advocate for people with mental and physical disability. That's what I want to do." I'm like, okay. So, of course, she made the spreadsheet because her friends all made fun of her and her spreadsheets. And she went on to research and figure out where she wanted to go to school. Well, the day came where she said, "Ma, I heard about this great internship, and it's in the city, and I could commute, and it'll be so cool, and it's for disability." I said, "Great, go for it." She called me when she got it, screaming. I thought something was wrong. "Mom, I'm going to be the first intern." And, I'm like, "Okay, well, tell me." And she was so excited, and she's crying. The excitement in her voice that day never stopped the entire time that she was with these beautiful people. You molded her and made her even more passionate, which I didn't think was possible. And you touched her life, and you've touched my life. And what you do, and all the companies that are hiring people and doing what they can, you've touched the lives of myself, my family, my daughter, and I can't thank you enough. And I am so honored to have the opportunity to present the award to Deanna Ferrante, because until tonight, I didn't know that she actually had the opportunity to speak with Kaitlin, and Kaitlin kind of coached her and said in the spreadsheets and the essays on what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And it just meant a lot to me that somebody like Deanna would follow in her footsteps and honor her. It's because to me, this is an honor. And just to be silly for a moment, I had a friend that I worked with who found out that she needed some surgery and she was really depressed. And somebody gave her a note about bees. And she was like, "Why are you giving me a poem about bees and a little plastic finger puppet?" She said to her, "Read the poem. When one bee gets down and one bee needs to be strong, the rest of the bees work together to make that bee stronger. That's what you guys do here. You make them stronger." So we take our little bees and we put them up and we put them somewhere. We look at them every day and we remember to be positive and to be kind. So Deanna, come on up because you're getting your bee and you're getting your beautiful award.
Thank you.
I get to manage. You hold it.
So it's truly an honor to be the first inaugural recipient of the Geraghty Memorial Prize. As a student with a disability who studies disabilities, my goal is to ensure that our community is justly represented in the workforce. Last summer, NOD provided me with the opportunity to help grow the Campus to Careers program, for which I became the first student ambassador. It was an opportunity that Kaitlin Geraghty made possible through her exceptional abilities, and she paved the way for an expanded summer internship program for me. NOD taught me so much about corporate diversity and inclusion. Sorry, these speeches got me. The experiences and knowledge that I gained from NOD were very invaluable to me as I hope to launch my career in this field. I recently started my final semester at UMass-Amherst, and I'm excited for what my future will hold. So again, thank you sincerely for this amazing recognition, and to the whole NOD team for allowing me to be a part of the amazing family that you've built. Thank you. Probably take my award with me.
No one taught me my cues, sorry, Dan. Okay, let's see. All right. Deanna, a force of nature, no question about it. We are going to see great things from that woman. Really, it's amazing, truly amazing. So before I introduce the first ever recipient of the Alan Reich Award, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Alan Reich. Alan founded NOD 37 years ago and played a role in passing the Americans with Disabilities Act 8 years later. He was a man ahead of his time. He was a free thinker. He was a pioneer. I would like to go off script for one moment and describe what Alan did as he was in his hospital bed when he could no longer speak. He didn't have long to live. His family painted the alphabet on the ceiling of his hospital room, and he would speak by shining a flashlight on the letters so that people could read the words. Right before he died, with just a week left or so, his flashlight pointed to "Get Rich." 2 words, get rich. And that was the beginning of Tom Ridge coming on the NOD board as a chairman. The deal was cut right outside the hospital room, as I am told. And the rest is history, as they say. We got rich, didn't we? We got rich.
Could have been get rid of rich.
I know, that would be good. No, we're not going to do that so soon, are we? And most important, this is the point at an NOD event when this kind of stuff starts happening. And for those of you who haven't been around for a while, you'll get used to it. Others of you stay on the board because you enjoy it, don't you, Brad? And most important, Alan was a man who refused to recognize artificial boundaries. A track and field champion and football hero who became a quadriplegic after a diving accident at age 32, Alan never slowed down. When Edwin Land, his boss and the CEO of Polaroid, came to visit Alan at the Rusk Institute where he was in rehab, Land expressed his grief over Alan's accident and his condition, and Alan's reply was instantaneous. He said, "Don't worry, Ed. Oh, jeez. Walking's not the only thing in life." Try that again. Yeah, don't worry, Ed. Walking's not the only thing in life. It was funny if the delivery was okay. Do I get another chance? When? Okay, David, just move on. Is that what you? Okay. With the same dedication he brought to being an athlete, a Rhodes Scholar, and a success in business, he became a fierce advocate for people with disabilities. And he helped shape the world as our community knows it today. He was a connector, a passionate advocate at a time when disability inclusion was not a national priority, far from it. And few leaders embody those same qualities more than the recipient of the inaugural Alan Reich Award, Darren Walker, president of the Ford Foundation. There's not enough time here to run down even the highlights from Darren's incredible career, but I'll try. Darren epitomizes duality. He is a gay black man from rural East Texas who's become a leader amongst a community of largely white elites. Born to a single mother working as a nurse's aide, Darren emerged from the Texas public school and university system to become a successful corporate lawyer and bond trader. But he left those lucrative careers to volunteer full-time at the children's storefront in Harlem, discovering that his passion for social justice and community advancement outweighed his material interests. From there, Darren became a leader in community development, helping the renowned Reverend Calvin Butts to revitalize Harlem with the Abyssinian Development Corporation before moving into leadership roles at the Rockefeller Foundation and today with the Ford Foundation. At Ford, as in all of his initiatives, Darren has turned a charitable institution into an agent of significant social change and worked with as much humility as he has grit and determination. This is particularly visible with his co-creation of the President's Council on Disability Inclusion in Philanthropy with Richard Besser of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. The council was birthed from the recognition several years ago that the Ford Foundation had largely left people with disabilities out of their agenda, as had many other foundations. It takes great humility to recognize and admit error, and it takes even greater determination to change paths. Few leaders are as capable on both fronts as Darren Walker. For that and for his commitment to our cause, we thank Darren Walker tonight with our inaugural Alan Reich Award. Unfortunately, Darren couldn't be with us here this evening, but he's prepared a video message, and we're going to run that now.
The Ford Foundation is pleased to be a supporter of the National Organization on Disability. And tonight, I am especially grateful to my friends Carol Glazer and Governor Tom Ridge for your advice, counsel, and the fellowship that we have shared on this journey, the journey that NOD and the Ford Foundation have been on together, a journey that is based on the ideals of fairness, justice, inclusion, and opportunity for all. We are so proud to be your partner, so proud to support your organization, and congratulate the board and staff of NOD for all you do. And I encourage you to be even more generous to this organization. Its work is essential if justice is to be realized in America.
Here to accept the award on Darren's behalf is Juliet Mariwa, Grants Officer at the Ford Foundation.